Okay. Hi, good morning everybody. It's Happy Baby Boomer, Bonnie Hupsher. I am coming to you live stream from Synergy Health and Wellness of Jupiter, Florida. We are a full service physical therapy clinic with massage, physical therapy, and a beautiful Pilates studio. We have reformer towers, Cadillac, chair, and barrels. I can train you private, duet, or small groups, and we have all of our equipment socially distanced because this is a medical establishment. We are very, very careful with sanitation, etc. So please, if you're interested, you're in the Martin, Palm Beach County area, check me out. Look at our website, synergyofjupiter.com. Now, this morning's class is Pilates Mat, the basics, but I'm going to take us back now to what I call a neutral spine session. Now, what does that mean? Neutral spine means that we're following the natural S shape of the spine. So with the heart lifted, the shoulders back, the tailbone down, the head back, the throat back, your spine takes its natural curves. Now, why is that important? Well, there are some individuals that it's much safer for them to exercise maintaining a neutral spine. Conditions would be osteoporosis, severe cases of scoliosis, herniations, spondylolisthesis, stenosis, etc. So these are all conditions where we want to try to teach the spine, the muscles of the spine, to hold the spine in its neutral position while we exercise. All right? I'd like everybody to come into the class with a workout towel. So we use it underneath the head. So if you fold it and then roll it up, it creates just the right size, and it's going to go on the back of the skull, or it could be on the back of the neck if that feels best to you. So we're going to start lying down on the back. Now, the safe way to get down on the back is to turn to the side, roll onto your shoulder, and then turn onto your back. Right? Now take your head roll. We're going to put that under your neck or your head. Now we're going to maintain the feet on the table. So your tailbone is reaching down into the table. There should be just a very small space under your lower back. I can only slide my flat palm under there, right? And then eye gaze is going to be straight toward the crown molding at the top of the wall in front of you. Now, I'd like you to keep your legs active, hold them in parallel, and then pull your toes up so that only your heels touch the floor. And then this makes your legs work a little harder. Now, we're going to start by taking the arms straight to the ceiling. Draw the shoulder blades back and down. Now, if you have neck issues, you're always going to keep your head down on the table, okay? We're going to bring the arms down so they're about level to the hips, and they're going to pump up and down about 8 inches above. Ready? We begin the 100. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now exhale, Kegel, pubic, navel, and ribs. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, Kegel, pubic, navel, and ribs. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now inhale deep, expand the ribs. Now exhale, draw the front ribs to the back ribs. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very good. Let's bring your knees into your chest. We're going to give them a little hug. That'll stretch and release some tension from your lower back. Good. Now extend your right leg out and just pull your left knee in. Good. Good. Now let's switch. Put your foot down on the table. Push through the heel and you draw that one knee in. Excellent. And come in. All right, now, feet down. I want you to roll to your side and help yourself to sit up. Now we're going to do some core work, working in that neutral spine. So what that means is that we're not going to round the back. We're not going to twist the back. and we're not going to arch the back. We're just going to maintain the natural curves of the spine. So I'd like you to sit. Now, your legs are going to be parallel. Now, if this is uncomfortable to hold like a tennis ball between the knees, you know, you can go ahead and take your legs a little bit wider, but they can't just hang. They have to be active. So you're going to keep your toes pulled up, just your heels on the floor. But I prefer a fist width between the knee, a fist width between the ankle. There's a lot of work that goes on in just trying to hold your legs in this position. Then we're going to lift up the heart. You feel how lifting your heart brings your upper back a little taller, shoulders back and down. You bring your arms to the front. Now, spread your fingers and imagine you're squeezing a ball between your hands. So the elbow should be soft. Inhale, we grow through the heart and the crown of the head. Now exhale, you do a gentle Kegel. Give me a little tuck under. Now as you lean back so that the back does not round, your eye gaze is going to shift up where the wall meets the ceiling, the crown molding. And then you're going to come back up again. Right. Inhale. Now exhale, engage the core. We're going to tuck the tail under just a little bit. Really tighten that girdle that's wrapped around your waist. And then you pull back up. Now when you're sitting straight up, you're looking straight ahead at the horizon. Inhale. Exhale, Kegel. Tuck your butt under just a little bit. Now when you lean back, your heart is still lifted. Eye gaze up where the wall meets the ceiling. Come back up. Now you're looking straight ahead. Inhale, exhale, tight, tuck the tail. Now Kegel means that you're engaging the pelvic floor, and you do that whenever you're trying to hold your urine. You engage your pelvic floor. Inhale, exhale, Kegel. Now pull your pubic up to your navel into your spine, and you lean back. Now you pull back up, look straight ahead. Let's just do one more. Inhale, exhale, Kegel, tuck, and we lean back. Very good. And come up. Nice. All right, now we're going to go onto our side again. Lie down. Now we're going to work at still working our core, but we're going to work in hip flexion. So these are our hip flexors right in here. They go from the inner thigh, cross the groin, they attach into the hips. One of them goes all the way to your lower back and it attaches to your lower back. So we want to make sure that we have good stability through the pelvis and the spine, and we get that on the exhale by tightening the front ribs, the navel in, okay? Arms are down by the side. Now, once again, the legs are in hook line. Only the heels touch the floor. Your toes are lifted. Now we take a nice breath to prepare. Exhale, gentle Kegel. Now draw pubic up, navel in, front ribs to the back ribs. Bring your right leg up in tabletop. Hold. Inhale. Exhale, Kegel. Tighten the core. Left leg. Inhale. Exhale, you tighten the core first. Then you move the leg. Inhale. Exhale, tighten the core first. Then you move the leg. Inhale. Exhale, gentle Kegel, tighten the core, left leg comes up. Inhale, exhale, tighten the core, right leg comes up. Inhale, exhale, first you tighten the core, then you move the leg. Inhale, exhale, tight core, down. Now that is like the easiest to do, and that's very good. If I start to progress things and you feel any kind of back pain, go back to doing one leg at a time, but it's always after the exhale and the core engagement, okay? All right, ready? We inhale. Now exhale, Kegel, tighten the core, bring the right leg up. Now bring the left up on that same exhale and engagement. Inhale. Now exhale, you tighten your core, you put your right heel down. Now put your left heel down. Inhale, exhale, tighten your core. Bring your left leg up and your right leg up. Inhale, exhale, you tighten your core. Put your left heel down, put your right heel down. So that was a little harder because we moved both legs under one exhale. Now it's going to get even more challenging, okay? Now your lower back, you should never feel your lower back pulling away from the floor with a big arch in it, or pain. If you're having pain, you need to regress back, okay, so that you can understand how important it is to tighten up here before you move your legs through space. Inhale. Now exhale, Kegel, tighten your core, bring your right leg up, bring your left leg up, hold, inhale. Now here's a challenge. Both legs go down at the same time. That's a lot of body weight. So we want to make sure that that core is tight, because that's what keeps your lower back from arching or having pain. Heels down. Once your heels are on the floor, your legs are supported by the floor. Now you can inhale. Exhale, tighten the core, left leg, right leg. Now we inhale. Exhale, tighten that core. Don't let that lower back arch. Pay attention to your lower back as those legs are moving through space. Good. All right, now here's the biggest challenge. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, tighten the core. Both legs up. Both legs down. On one exhale. Inhale. Exhale, tighten the core. Don't let that lower back move as you lift those heavy legs away from gravity and you lower them back down. Inhale, exhale, tighten the core. Both legs up and both legs down. Very good. Now, just so that you understand, it's not your stomach that's lifting your legs up. Your hip flexors, this muscle in here, is responsible for lifting the leg up. What you feel going on through your center is stabilization. And what are we stabilizing? Your rib cage, your spine, and your pelvis. So when you tighten your abdominals are attached to your ribs, your spine, and your pelvis. So when they're tight or engaged, you have stability. And then you move your legs. Okay? Very good. All right, now let's do a little bit of just a nice gentle massage. So you're going to wrap your arms around the back of your legs and just rock right to left. Now this is always a go-to if you need to maintain neutral spine. The doctor or your physical therapist does not want you rounding your back, and you're in a Pilates mat class or a yoga class where they're rolling forward and back on their spine. This is your go-to. Instead, both of these, this rolling forward or back or side to side, or just back massage. It's a way to help your lower back relax. Very good. And release. Now, take your left leg. We're going to reach your left leg to the end of the table. Now, your left hand holds the right knee. It's always the opposite hand to the knee. And then if it's my right shin, my right hand holds the shin. Elbows out, armpits pull down. Now, eye gaze to the crown molding. We inhale. As you exhale, Kegel, tighten the core. Now you're going to pull the right knee into the chest to stretch the hip, and then you're going to raise your left leg. Good. And then come in, switch. Opposite hand to the knee. Inhale. Exhale, tighten the core. You pull the knee in, and then you lift the left leg. Good. And then you switch. The right leg on that. Now inhale. Exhale, you're pulling the right knee in as you lift the left leg up. And we switch. Inhale. Exhale, you pull the left knee in. You raise the right. Good. And you come in. Let's do one more each leg. This is called the one leg stretch. Inhale. Exhale, you hug that knee in. And then you lift the leg. Good. And switch. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, you pull the left knee in. You lift the right. And down. Now hug both knees in. Now we're going to do what's called the double leg stretch. All right, now you're going to keep your eye gaze on the crown molding. You inhale when you hug your knees in. You exhale, lengthen your legs to the ceiling and reach your fingers for the wall in front of you. Good, and then you come back in. Inhale, exhale, Kegel and core. Now, if you feel like you could stress the core a little bit more, instead of going straight to the ceiling, maybe you'll reach where the crown molding is. Inhale, you come back in. Exhale, you tighten your core. So in this neutral spine approach, I'm not lifting my head either, because my neck is part of the spine. And if I want to maintain neutral alignment, I'm not going to lift my head. And I find holding that core, engaging that core, and preventing the lower back from arching off the floor is way more challenging when you keep your head down. So this is actually maybe a little harder. It's not harder on the neck, but it's harder on the core. And very good, and come in. Nice. All right, now we're going to do a bridge. And when we bridge means we're going to lift our hips up toward the sky. You cannot have anything under your neck or head. So I want you to take that towel, and if it's rolled up, it's about the same width as a tennis ball. So I want you to take that and put it right between the knees. And now, you have to have the same distance between your ankles because your kneecap should always be aligned over the second and third toe. And we're going to have the heel of the foot directly under the knee, not up against the buttocks, under the knee. Then the whole foot is flat on the floor, and it's only the 10 toes that you lift. Okay, so as soon as you pull your toes up off that floor, your feet become more muscular, more engaged. And this is a very, very healthy thing to do, is to hold those toes up. Right now, your arms are down by your side. You open your collarbones. Eye gaze on the crown molding. So whenever you're looking at the crown molding, that's always going to tip your chin down and lengthen the back of your neck. So we're creating some length. Inhale. Now exhale, we Kegel. Point the tailbone toward the ceiling. And then you press your heels down, and you're going to lift your hips up and hold. Now, inhale, you're still holding those toes up. I want you to press the inner heels down into the mat, and you're going to feel your inner thighs engage, and you're squeezing that tennis ball. Now, reach your knees for the crown molding. Inhale, exhale, Kegel, point your tail up. Now scoop your ribs and belly in as you roll your spine down, vertebra by vertebra. You feel your lower back rolling into the table. Now the back of your hips, now your sacrum, and now you let your tailbone rest on the floor. Inhale. Exhale, gentle Kegel. Tip your tail up. Now press your heels down and your hips will go up. Hold. Inhale. Inner heels press down, squeeze the tennis ball, reach the knees away. Now exhale, gentle Kegel, point the tailbone up, scoop the ribs and belly into the body as you roll the spine back down. And you should be feeling the back of your thighs, your glutes working. Are your toes still lifted? Inhale, exhale, Kegel, point your tailbone up, press your lower back down. Now press your heels down and your hips will go up. Hold. Inhale, keep your toes lifted. Press your inner heels down. Reach your knees for the crown molding. Squeeze that tennis ball. Exhale, gentle Kegel. Point the tail up. Scoop your ribs and belly in as you come down one vertebra at a time, bone by bone. And down. And that's the bridge. Very good. And come in. All right, now we're going to roll to our side and sit up. Good. Okay, now I'm just going to tip this up a tiny bit. Excuse me. There we go. All right, now we're going to do what's called the spine stretch. Now, the spine stretch in a traditional mat class involves rounding the back, but we're not doing that today. We're maintaining a straight spine, okay? So, your legs are open to the width of your mat. You're going to pull your toes back strong. I want you to, if you have the flexibility, you can have straight legs, but if you really tighten your hamstrings or you have sciatic pain that goes down the back of the leg, you need to keep your knees a little bit bent. Okay, and that's okay. The feet, though, cannot relax. Your legs can't just slump out. You've got to pull your toes up and keep your legs active. And that's work. That's part of the exercise. Right now, you're sitting right on top of the sitting bones in the bottom of your pelvis. When you sit on those, your pelvis will be in its neutral alignment. And then we lift up the heart, roll your shoulder blades back and down. Now the arms. You're going to reach your arms. If you have shoulder injury, perhaps keeping them down here is better. Now, see, can you take them up? Take them up, take them up. If there's no shoulder pain, they're up. But if you have shoulder pain, you find that spot where there's no pain. Shoulders back and down. All right, now we're going to inhale, lift up through the heart, shoulders back, throat back, eye gaze straight ahead. Feel your back muscles engage. Now as you exhale, Kegel, tighten up your girdle muscle around your waist. Now don't round your back. You're going to lean forward. Now I've got pretty good flexibility in my hamstrings, so I'm going to lengthen my legs. But you've got to keep your feet pulled back. And then you're seeing how far forward you can reach. Good. Now, as the spine comes forward 45 degrees, my eye gaze can no longer be straight ahead because that bends the back of my neck. So if my torso is 45 degrees forward, my eye gaze is now 45 degrees down, and that's what puts the back of my neck and head in alignment with my spine. And this is creating a big stretch on the back of my legs. Now I'm going to inhale, lean forward, come up, and return right back to start position. Exhale, Kegel, tighten the core. I'm just hinging forward from the front of my hips, chest up. Now I'm going to bring my chin down a little bit so my eye gaze comes down 45 degrees and the back of my neck and head follow my spine. Heart lifted, shoulders back and down. Inhale, we scoop up, nice and tall. Heart, the more you lift your heart up, the straighter your spine, the stronger your back muscles become. Exhale, I'm going to hinge forward. So if my spine is now 45 degrees forward, my eye gaze is down 45 degrees, toes back. Inhale, we come back up, and that's it, the spine stretch. Good. Right, now, we're going to come in, lay on our side, and lay down on our back. Very good. Now we're going to do an exercise called the corkscrew. So you got your head roll underneath your head. Your arms are down. We're going to bring one leg up at a time. We inhale to prepare. Exhale, tighten the core. Bring your right leg in tabletop, your left leg in tabletop. Now, I want you to squeeze your ankles and knees together. This is going to create more stability in your lower body. Then your arms, your shoulders, your upper back, the head cannot move. What's going to move are your legs. So if your legs are moving, your upper body has to be the stable foundation. Okay, so we take a nice breath to prepare. Now as we exhale, we Kegel, tighten up our core. Make sure that lower back is pretty close or flat to the mat. Now just take your knees a little to the right, not too much. Now just reach your feet a little away, not so far that you feel your back straining. Come over to the left corner, come up the left wall. Now return to tabletop. Inhale. Exhale, we tighten up the core, then we go to the left. So the corkscrew, we keep alternating the direction of the circle, and then we come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, you tighten the core. We go a little to the right. Move your feet toward the right corner of the mat. Left corner, left wall, come back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Now as you get stronger in this program, the legs go a little further and a little further, okay? But if you feel pain in your lower back, or you feel that you have lost stability in your torso, you're not ready yet. Inhale, exhale, tight core. We go a little to the right, right corner, left wall. Inhale, center. We go one more time to the left. Exhale, tighten the core. We go left corner. You can feel the challenge to the stability of the torso as the legs are moving through space. Very good. Put one foot down at a time. Great. All right, now we need to roll onto our side and do some side work. Okay, so lying on your side, I want you to take your bottom arm and you're going to reach it out and then take it up so it's going through the top corner of your mat. Then you bend your elbow and your temple above your ear is going to rest on your wrist. My hand is cupping the back of my head. I'm going to lift up my chest, push my head back into my hands, so now my eye gaze is straight ahead. I'm looking, if I'm lying on the floor, I'm looking at the baseboards, the bottom of the wall in front of me. Now for stability, your bottom knee stays bent and forward. Your top leg is straight. Now, I want you to take your top leg, you're going to flex the foot, and I want you to reach energy through that heel. You're going to make that leg 5 inches longer. When you do that, I want you to notice that your top hip moves down away from your lower back. This decompresses the low back and the SI joint. Then you draw your tail down, lift your pubic up, draw your belly in. Now for more stability, we have spider fingers on the floor, about 6 to 8 inches in front of your stomach rib area, all right? All right, now, the top leg, I want you to rotate the knee and the toe down. This is called an internal rotation of the leg. So the knee points down, the heel points up. Now you're going to tap your big toe on the floor, inhale, and then exhale, you lift your heel. Inhale, we tap down, exhale, lift your heel. Now you want to make sure that that leg is lined up with your body and it's tapping the center of the mat, not the front of the mat, the center of the mat. Exhale, up. Inhale. Now your waist, if you made your leg 5 inches longer, your waist will be lifted away from the mat. This means that your spine has come very close to its neutral alignment. Inhale, we tap down. Exhale, we lift. And you can feel this muscle right here on the back corner of the hip. It's a big muscle called gluteus medius, and its job is to take the leg out to the side, but it also acts as a stabilizer for your pelvis when you're walking. So it's very important that we keep it strong. Very nice. And release. Good. All right, now we want to work the inner thigh on the bottom leg. So we're going to switch. Now the top knee is bent and resting in front of you. It's on the floor. Your bottom leg is straight, and now you're going to rotate the bottom leg so that the heel is toward the ceiling. This is an external rotation. Now draw your belly in. Inhale. Exhale. We lift the heel 10 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more time, and 10, and relax. Now, I want you to bring both legs together, flex your feet. Now, I want you to glue your heels together and rotate your toes out. I'll show you. I want your feet to look like that, like ballet, first position, but straight legs. So your heels are glued together, your inner knees are kissing. You make your top leg so long that your waist is not touching the floor. Head back in your hand, eye gaze on the baseboards. Now, tail down, pubic up, belly tight. Inhale. Now you must keep your heels glued together. They cannot separate. Exhale, raise both legs off the floor together. Inhale down, exhale lift. Inhale down, exhale lift. Inhale down, exhale lift. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Boy, when you do this right, you're working a lot of muscle in this very simple exercise. Your hip is helping to lift the leg. Your waist acting like a stabilizer. These are oblique muscles. And the inner thigh on the bottom leg is working very hard to keep the bottom leg glued to the top leg. Let's do one more. Very good. And release and come in. Nice work. Now sit up. Good. Now we have to turn over and do the other side, okay? So I'm going to come down here. Okay. Let's see, just get a different view now. All right, so your bottom arm, reaching out, you're going to reach it up through the corner of your mat. Then you bend and you're going to rest your temple right where you buckle your watch. Your bottom knee is bent. Now you're going to lift up your chest and press your head back into your hands so that your neck is straight, neutral. Eye gaze to the baseboards. Right now, spider fingers, about 6 to 8 inches in front of your stomach. Now take your top leg, lengthen it. Now make it 5 inches longer. Feel the hip move down. That brings your pelvis. It stacks your top hip right over your bottom hip. And then notice that your waist is no longer touching the table. This makes your spine straight. Now take that top leg and you're going to internally rotate it so your knee and toe point down. Inhale, you tap the table or your mat. Exhale, you lift your heel. Now make sure you're tapping your mat in the middle at the end of your mat, not the front of your mat, in the center of your mat at the bottom end. Then when you lift that leg up, you're going to feel this muscle right here, gluteus medius. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Feel this? Lift. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. So we always exhale on exertion. Why? Because when you're exerting is when you need to have control or stability from your center. So we always exhale, tighten the core, then we do the lift. It was the same as when you were on your back and lifting your legs one leg at a time off the floor. Just that we're at a different orientation now, so we're working a different muscle group. It's still a hip muscle, it's just not this muscle, it's this one. Very good. And up. Now come in. Now we switch. Now bring your top knee, let it rest down. Your bottom leg is straight. Flex your foot, rotate. So the heel points up, the toe points down. This is external rotation. And we inhale. Now exhale, lift your heel. So this works your inner thigh. So whatever faces up toward the sky, that's the muscle that's going to work to lift away from gravity, because gravity is a straight down pull. And so when we lift up against gravity, so right now the inner thigh is what faces the sky, so it's the inner thigh that's lifting the leg. Let's do a couple more. Good. How about one more? Very nice, and relax. Good job. Okay, now we're going to come in. All right, now we're going to sit. Now I want to do some exercises that will focus on strengthening the upper back. Okay. So our legs are going to be straight out and together. And again, if you've got really tight hamstrings or sciatic issues in your leg, you bend your knees. But we want to try to hold the legs together because it's work to hold them together. And keep your feet flexed up so only your heels touch the floor. Good? All right, now we're going to strengthen the upper back and the back of the shoulders. So what we're going to do is take your arms out to the side like a T. Thumbs, I want you to have your hands spread with your thumbs up, your palms face forward. I know you can't see my hands here, okay? Lift up your chest. Roll your shoulders back so you're like you're hugging a pencil between your shoulder blades, and then take your armpits and draw them down towards your hips just a little bit. This stabilizes the shoulders. Now send a ton of energy through your fingertips. Eye gaze straight ahead. Now inhale, exhale, Kegel, pubic up, navel in, ribs in. Now just press your elbows a little further back. Let them bend a tiny bit. And feel those muscles across the upper back working. Now you come back, inhale, reach energy out. Exhale, Kegel and core. Now just bend your elbows a little bit and send them back. Oh, you can really feel that upper back. So this is a way that we can strengthen our back muscles without lying on our stomach, okay? Not everybody should lay on their belly. Inhale, exhale. Now you're sitting up really tall on your sitting bones. Those bones in the bottom of your pelvis, your tailbone points straight down, and you're lifting your heart. You know, and as a beginner, you might find this is very challenging to sit up straight because your back muscles are not accustomed to it, okay? And it opens the front of your chest and shoulders. Very nice. And release. And that's quite a workout. Roll your shoulders out. Very good. Excellent. All right, now we have a few minutes left. I'd like to spend some time on some stretching. So we're going to lie down on our back. Now I want you to take your towel again. Okay, so turn to your side, lay on your shoulder, and then you flip over on your back. That is like the safest way to get onto your back, especially if you have some injuries. Now you're gonna put your towel underneath your head or the back of your neck again, arms down. Now if your hamstrings are really tight, you're gonna keep your left knee bent in the hook line position with your only the heel on the floor, your toes up. But if you're more flexible, you could lengthen that leg. Now, you're gonna take only your fingers and put your fingers on the back of your thigh. Now, a common mistake that I see in trying to stretch is that people think it's all about pulling the knee into the chest, okay? And it's not. If you have your leg long and you're trying to pull your knee into your chest, if you're a little bit tight back here, that knee's gonna bend, okay? So I prefer that you actually push your leg away from your chest, not towards your chest, okay? So let's try this. Just the fingers, don't lace your fingers together. Just the fingers on the back of the leg. The knee is bent. Now the knee starts right above the hip. Now if you take the heel of your hand and you put it on your knee, and your arm is straight, your knee will be directly above your hip because your arm is just long enough to reach your pelvis. And if I want my knee above my pelvis, it's arm's length. Right now, we want you to relax the foot at first, okay? Keep your foot relaxed. Take a nice breath. Now as you exhale, Kegel core. Now just gently lengthen your leg. Now don't pull the leg towards you. Push the leg into your fingertips. Tighten the muscles on the front of your thigh. Look at your knee. Can it get straight? Now, if you've got knee problems and it hurts to straighten the knee, don't do it. Do the best you can, but don't put yourself in joint pain. Now, bend the knee. Inhale. Now, exhale. Lengthen. Push the leg into the fingers. Lengthen toward the ceiling. Try to engage the front of the thigh to straighten the knee. Inhale, exhale, lengthen. Good. Push into your fingers, tighten the front of your thigh. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Now hold here. I want you to think about your tailbone. Reach it down, like point it down into the mat. Is there a little space under your lower back? It's only big enough that your flat palm can go under your lower back. That's called your neutral lumbar spine. All right, now tailbone down. Now flex the foot. Flex. Ooh, you feel that stretch. Now point and flex and point. Good. Now flex. So that is working the calf and the ankle. Really, when you flex that foot, you get a big stretch on the back of that leg, especially if you're keeping your tailbone down. Good. One more time. Nice. Good. Now roll your ankle slow without letting the leg move. Nice, slow circle. Good. Let's reverse. Go the other way. Excellent. You can feel those muscles in the lower leg working. All the muscles that move your toes and feet are actually in your lower leg. Good. And down. Let's put that leg down. Now remember, if you've got tight hammies, you can have a hook line leg. If you've got good flexibility, lengthen the right leg. Now let's bring the left leg in, arm's length away, tabletop. Put your fingers on the back. Inhale. Now keep your foot relaxed as you lengthen. Don't pull the leg towards your chest. Push your leg into your fingers and reach for the ceiling. Inhale and exhale. Lengthen. Tighten the muscles on the front of your thigh. Try to straighten the knee. Okay, if it doesn't hurt the knee, try to straighten it. Good. Inhale. Now exhale. Good. Now you have to be careful. If you have sciatic pain that goes down the back of the leg, if that nerve is inflamed, we don't want to lock the knee and overstretch the hamstring because that puts more pressure on the sciatic nerve. So you just kind of keep it more moderate. Okay, inhale. Your body will tell you what you should do and what you shouldn't do. You just have to learn to listen to it.
Good. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Now we're going to hold. Now I want you to think about your tailbone and reach your tailbone down. Feel how that increases the stretch. Are you still tightening the front of your thigh? Are you pressing your leg into your fingers? We're not pulling the leg toward the chest. All right, now take the foot. Now I want you to point and flex, and point and flex. So when we point, we're strengthening the calf. We're strengthening the arch of the foot. And when we flex the foot, we are stretching the calf and the Achilles tendon. But we're also working a very important ankle stabilizer on the outside of your calf, called the peroneal. Whenever you pull that baby toe to the outside of your knee, you strengthen that ankle stabilizer. So it's a very healthy exercise to do. One more time. Good. Now let's circle. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't move your leg. 5. Now reverse. 1. It's a good idea just to look right at that foot and ankle. And your mind controls your body. You tell your body, only move the ankle and foot. There's no circle in the leg. Very nice. And release and come down. Good. All right, now just do a little hip stretch. So we're going to lengthen the left leg down. Now bring that right leg up again in tabletop. But this time your left hand is going to go on the outside of the knee. And my left arm is straight. Now my right arm is going to reach to the right wall, and I'm going to keep my shoulder down. Now we're going to inhale, exhale, and I just want you to pull the knee over a little bit, but we're not going to let this hip come up off the table. Okay, this hip stays down so that we don't twist the spine, because we're maintaining a neutral spine today. Now, the stretch you feel might be along the outside of the leg and a little bit in that hip. We want that. This is the IT band here, and if the muscles in your hips are very tight, the IT band tends to be tight. And the IT band attaches to the outside of the knee. So if it's over tight, it creates a constant pull on your knee that can create pain in the knee. So releasing the IT band, very healthy thing to do, but make sure we keep the hip down. Good, so you can feel that right along there. Good, and come in and down. Now bring your left leg up. Arms length away, tabletop. Now you take your right hand outside your left knee. Your left shoulder is stable on the mat. Take a nice breath in. Now exhale, just draw the knee over the pubic bone, but don't let that left hip come up off the mat. We're maintaining our neutral alignment and stretching our IT band. Take a nice breath in. Exhale, a little bit of pressure on the knee from the hand, but keep that hip down and you'll feel a release along the outside of the leg. Now if you don't feel anything there, just your IT band's not over tight. That's okay, that's good. Alrighty, and release. Good, and come in. Now we're going to roll to our side and sit up. Good. And that concludes our Pilates mat, the basics. That's and a neutral spine approach. Often I'll counsel people to stay in a neutral spine, but today I wanted to show you that you can do a complete Pilates session without ever moving the spine, working to really just keep the spine long but yet stable. Okay? Thank you all. Don't forget now, this is coming to you from Synergy of Jupiter, Synergy Health and Wellness of Jupiter. Look up our website, synergyofjupiter.com. Scroll down to our Pilates menu. You can come and see me in the studio, or I can train you through online, what we call virtual training. We do groups, singles, and duets. Thank you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.